Hey, church family. I'm coming to you with a quick update about what's going on at Starkville Community Church. This past Sunday, we had a family who was a part of our service and was actually a part of a fellowship before and after our service that has had a family member test positive for COVID-19 in the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, that family member was not at church on Sunday. However, that family member was symptomatic this past weekend and was around not only the rest of the family that came to church, but also a couple others that were in church on Sunday and a part of those fellowships. As a result of that, the elders and the staff really feel that the most prudent thing we could do to minimize the risk of unintentional spread is for us to cancel all activities tonight on Wednesday, July 28th. So that means that there will be no kids swim party, there'll be no adult Bible studies tonight, no Kingdom Kids, no student ministry, no worship team practice. Our hope is that by doing that, we'll have the chance to monitor and make sure that no one else becomes symptomatic or gets a positive test result back between now and Sunday. We have avoided so far any type of outbreak in our church, and I am very thankful not only for God's grace in that, but also I'm thankful for you because that has been possible in a large part because of your willingness to do exactly what's happened in this situation, which is be honest and be very quick and clear in your communication to us as a church staff when these exposures have happened or these positive test results have come back in. And you have also been very willing as a church to look after the welfare of one another and our community in the midst of this. And I want you to know, church family, how much I appreciate that. You have literally been a joy and a privilege to lead and to walk beside over the past 15 months. My hope is that this is a very short-lived precaution. However, I want you to know that in this midst where we are seeing cases rise, where we are seeing little pop-ups of outbreaks happen in our community, our elders and our staff and our leadership team are going to be talking over the next several days and over this next week about if there are other precautions we may need to take. We want to be sure that we do a couple things. One, we want to make sure that we are looking after the welfare of each other the best that we can. Two, we want to also be sure that we are not putting our own personal convenience and comfort ahead of anyone else. Now that can be really hard at moments, but I think you have done a wonderful job of that as a church family. Three, we also want to be sure that we are making the best and most clear decisions that we can. And I want to reiterate this because you've heard this from me several times over the last 15 months, but I want to say it again. We do not expect every single one of our church to agree with every decision that we have made. Even tonight, some of you may disagree with our decision to cancel things tonight as a precaution. However, I've appreciated your willingness, even in moments when you have disagreed, to say, Joe, we disagree with you, but we support you, we support the church, and we're behind you. And so look, we know that you may have different opinions and different views of this, but we hope you hear our heart. As elders, as staff, as leadership, that our goal is to do the best we can to make sure that we keep each other safe, that we keep you safe, and that we do what God has called us to do in making disciples, and not lose sight of the fact that we can do that even when we may have to flex, even when we may have to do some things that aren't the most fun or the most comfortable things, because our goal is not just to gather, and our goal is not just to do programs, and our goal is not just to be comfortable. Our goal is to follow Jesus. And we can really, when we think about that, I think, and when we rest on that, we can do that in a lot of different ways, and you've done that over this last 15 months. And so look, you're going to hear more from me as we go through this week. We're going to be monitoring situations. We're waiting for a couple other tests to come back. And so if we feel that we need to take any extra precautions or that we need to do any other actions as a church, you'll hear that from me and the elders and the staff over the next several days. But otherwise, my hope is that I get to see every single one of you back this Sunday morning, and that we're able to gather safely and we're able to gather joyfully and enjoy doing what we do, which is praising the name of Jesus and learning together how to follow him day in and day out. We love you, church family. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at j.horan@starkvillecommunitychurch.org. You can call me at 662 341-2776, or you can just simply send me a message here on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll be glad to answer any questions I have. We love you. Hope to see you Sunday morning.